Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I'm up to is what you're gonna see here. So it's a book review day. I finished reading another book, so I figured let's talk about it. Mercury, what book did you read? I think I mentioned it in another video, kind of like offhandedly, but I had been reading The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. And this is like a piece of classic sci-fi literature. Now, going into this, what did I know about this book? I knew that it was a piece of classic sci-fi literature. That was it. I had no plot line. I didn't know anything. I didn't even read the back of the book. I just knew that this was considered a classic and therefore felt that it was something that I should read just to well-round my sci-fi, repertoire, so to say. That was my mindset going in. Coming out, mind blown. I totally understand why this is classic sci-fi literature. So the other piece that I found coincidental in the timing was that I finished it during Pride Month. So happy Pride, everybody. Yeah. This book talks so much about gender identity and gender affirming, and I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that in a book written in 1968. I just wasn't. Because as a kid growing up, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and during that time period, we started normalizing talking about people's sexual identities, but we weren't necessarily gender affirming at point in time. We were not recognizing gender on a spectrum. And this book confronts it head on. How does it do that? Again, like many sci-fi, it is able to use the disguise of science fiction, it taking place on another planet, it being another alien race and not humans, or something to that effect, to be able to address current societal things that are going on at a point in time. Much like I've mentioned, Star Trek does this all the time. Star Trek was very well known for doing this. But this is very classic sci-fi as an instrument to speak to societal struggles. So the plot of the book is that an envoy from an Earth-like conglomerate of other planets comes to a new planet to make first contact, to try to get them to understand who they are, what they do, and invite them to join their group of planets for trade purposes. That's the premise of the book. The envoy is like humanoid. So when I'm reading it, I'm imagining a human male envoy. That is how I interpreted the description. The citizens of the planet that he goes to are gender fluid. They present as one gender and then go into something called Kemner, I think is how it was pronounced, and their gender changes. And they experience life both in the masculine and feminine. And the envoy, as being single-gendered, was the outcast. And it was a very interesting dynamic, and it was really unexpected for me to face gender norms head-on like this. I've never read a book that did this. I've never seen a movie that did this. I've not experienced this outside of conversations that I've had with people in my real life, but I have not in any type of media, and not just any type of media, but like renowned media, well-known media. Like if you talk to anybody who is into sci-fi, and you mention Ursula Le Guin, they might not have read an Ursula Le Guin book, but they probably have an idea who this person is, who this author is. And to be able to have that level of renown and be able to write about like gender identity issues in a time when it wasn't being discussed. I mean, being very progressive is just one very overly simplified way of putting it. But, you know, it really, taking it in context, really, really got to me and made me really feel and think and wonder, like, and appreciate what was done there. You know, I wish there were more outlets to be able to do this. I love sci-fi, but I hate that we have to use sci-fi to address our problems. I wish we could move past this and just have these conversations. And, you know, we're not there yet. We still need to use metaphor to get there. And, you know, that might just be where we're at. As a society, that might just be where we're at. And if we can continue to use this medium and continue to get the analogies interpreted in a way that's understandable, you know, it would do a lot of good. It would do a lot of good. I think we need to bridge understanding between our experiences a little bit more. We all experience life very differently, but yet very the same. And we can all experience the same event. I can stand here, and you can stand here, and we could be looking here and view the same thing and have a totally different experience. That is part of the human existence. But me standing here should be able to talk to you standing here about that experience and be able to understand and appreciate why our experiences were different. And that's what the work that we need to do. And sci-fi helps us do it. So, back to the book. Obviously, I loved it. I think it was great. I think it was immersive. I think it was well written. And I think it really tackled a lot of issues in life and society that we should be talking more about. So, that is my take on Ursula Le Guin's The Left Hand of Darkness. And yeah, available at your local library, most likely. That's where I got it from. So with that, I am done. And I will see you tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.